All right, so about a month has gone by since the last time I filmed. I film a lot of this stuff in advance just to kind of have a bunch of content to put out at regular intervals, but today we're going to be doing some reliability mods. I've got a new timing chain. This thing, when it starts up, it takes a little bit. Throw in a cam position sensor code, and the engine's got about 220,000 miles on it, so it's about time. Gonna be doing that. Since the last video, or last time I filmed, I have put a new steering wheel on. However, I didn't finish it just because I also got quick release. It just took a little bit longer to get here. Gonna be doing that before we get going today, and then get to the shop and put that timing chain on. Also got a new GoPro, so the first couple videos were kind of lower quality, but this will be a little bit better, so let's get to it. Alright, so apparently I'm the big dumb, because when I put this wheel on pretty quick last night. These connectors won't fit back up in there unless I take the wheel back off, and I only have this size at the shop, so I'm gonna have to put the wheel back on and then go to the shop. So I'll see you guys at the shop then. We got her in the shop finally. This is my big box of parts. I got my timing chain, got some valve cover gaskets and such. This one is the timing cover set. Some new, because I've replaced 2 of the sensors already, so that's just gonna be the other 2 for the other bank. Gonna get her in the air. I started working on the steering wheel, the quick release earlier, but the new hub got seasoned on there pretty good, so I'm like, you know what, screw it. Let's get the big stuff out of the way first, and then we'll go back to that. So I'm gonna get her in the air. Let's take a look at what we got, and we'll get started. So here's the underside of the car. So I have to get the upper oil pan off in order to get to the timing cover, which also means that the idler pulley here has to come off, alternator has to come off. Basically everything on the lower end has to come off in order to get the timing chain off. Super fun, right? Well, we have to take the subframe off. So we have to disconnect the arms I just put on like a couple weeks ago. Steering rack has to come off, which everything down here is pretty coated in oil. So I'm kind of debating if I should just pull the motor and fully deal with these oil leaks. I've already got some gasketing to deal with this, but the thing is I don't know. I mean, there's pretty severe looking oil leaks down here. Coming from here, might be rear main seal. It might just be time to pull this motor and reseal everything. I'm gonna think on that for a minute, and I'll get back to y'all. What I decide to do. All right, so I got the headlights and the bumper support off. So I just realized, so like I said, it's my first time ever taking this out. I actually got the car with the coil read already. I thought it was connected to a metal brace underneath, but it's connected to the composite core. So gonna get it up in the air, drain the coolant. Then I guess we're literally just like 4 bolts from taking the whole front end off. This is really easy. Like, honestly, I wasn't expecting this to go even half this smoothly, at least like as far as getting the front end off. I haven't gotten into the bulk of the motor yet, but I mean, damn, that's not bad, honestly. A little concerned about the AC compressor and the power steering lines, but we'll get to that when it comes. Been draining the coolant. I think I'm gonna go ahead and drain the engine oil and the trans oil as well. So this thing, it's needed some, the coolant's almost done. It's needed some trans oil since I needed that oil change on that. So I mean, I might as well drain all that, get it ready for once I do everything back together, and that way whenever I take the trans out, it won't, there's also some, it's been doing this weird thing where it's kind of binding on the short shifter as well. So I'll look at that while the whole engine's out. We'll see if we can do anything about that. I think the springs are fine. The neutral position springs, I think those are fine. Just trying to think out loud while I'm draining this coolant. It's been taking a while, but I've got the cap off there. A lot of coolant. Drain the oils. I don't know if I need to take the headers off, like the full exhaust. Look into that. I need to remove these coolers up front. Is this an oil cooler? No, that's anyways, that's about what's on my mind right now. So we're at 32% battery already. Hell yeah. Sweet. All right. This is basically all ready to come out. I started finagling the radiator to see how I'm gonna get this out. Trying to decide if I just want to disconnect the condenser from the radiator, pull it out of the way. Probably not going to do that. I'm probably just going to actually properly disconnect everything, because I do want to keep AC. It's hot as hell in Texas, and having a drift car that sits in grid for 30 to 45 minutes waiting to get on track in 110-degree weather is not great. So yeah, I'm just going to properly drain the AC system properly. Just kidding, EPA, I'm doing it for real. Do that, take the whole front end off, and then get into the main part of this, which is actually disconnecting everything from the motor. I imagine everything would be pretty simple past that. I mean, like, probably the hardest part's going to be disconnecting the exhaust and then the wiring harness maybe, but I don't know, we'll see. All right, just to show we're doing things the right way, actually recovering all the Freon out of there. Now that I said in the previous part of the video, I really just don't want like anybody coming in here and like, hey, you had the tools available to you and you didn't do it the right way. So we're gonna take our sweet time on this. It's gonna take a minute to do everything the way that I want to do it, but we'll get her nice and cleaned up. This thing's needed some love for a long time. Just realized that I need to change the brake fluid. That looks gross. Yeah, we'll get her all cleaned up. Be a nice, healthy rev up at the end of all this. So, woo. All right. Several hours later. You know when you just kind of get in a groove and you just can't stop working. All right, so biggest issue. That line for the AC high pressure line got seized on. Had to cut it off. Ow, that hurt. Had to cut it off. I've already bought a new one. I'm not worried about it. I ordered one from Z1. As you can tell, the motors, for the most part, well, apart. I've disconnected AC lines. I just left some shop rags in there to keep things from getting inside. This is pretty much all disconnected now. I'm just going to take the harness off and leave it in the engine bay rather than pulling it through the firewall. I need to clean all that up. Yeah, I really struggled with the, as you can probably tell from how I look, I really struggled with the AC lines for a while. But made some good progress today. I'm going to leave it here overnight. Get this motor out tomorrow. Woo. All right, back at next day. So I really all I've got left to do, take the intake manifold off. I need to get the rest of the wiring on this side. Definitely glad I took a break last night. I was so just exhausted. I fought with the condenser for probably like 2 hours, just trying to like salvage the line, but that didn't happen. So we'll make it for today. Engine's got to come out today. Gotta get out of this bay today. I'm just showing you guys what I'm looking at. All right, let's do it. So just took out the intake manifold, and I'm not gonna lie, so this motor has 220,000 miles on it. It really doesn't look terrible in there. I mean, honestly, I was expecting a lot worse. So I'm wondering if this is one of the ones that got replaced by Infiniti back in the day. They had like some strange recall where it was like if you proved that you were burning oil, they would replace the whole motor. So I'm wondering if this is one of the lower mileage replace motors. Should probably look that up. Oh well. We're about done. I had to take the intake manifold off to get this one clip for the oh my god, of course I can't get it one-handed. Anyways, I took the intake manifold off to get that one plug. But it's gonna be, you know, I'm gonna take it off anyways. There's a lot of crud down in there. It's had a long life, you know, just getting dirty, and we're gonna clean her all up, make her pretty again, make her run really well. It's gonna be happy. Oh my god, there's just gaskets flying everywhere. All right, I think after this, we just need to unbolt everything, get the trans all undone, and we should be ready to come out. Hell yeah. All right, so everything disconnected so far. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna take a little lunch break right now, because as it sits right now, I think that we just need to disconnect the trans mount and then the engine mounts, and should be ready to come out. I'm a little curious if the steering rack's gonna get in the way. I don't know if I'm gonna film much of pulling the motor. I might do a time lapse, but yeah, wasn't too bad, honestly. A lot of it just came down to the wiring harness and the AC stuff, but I mean, honestly, like if you're not concerned about AC, it'd be a lot faster. I just, you know, I live in Texas and it gets really fucking hot, especially during the track months, the drift season. So we're gonna hit a little lunch right now, come back, pull the motor, and then we'll start the tear down. All right, everything's disconnected. Let's see if she lifts off. Oh, damn, I did a good ass job of balancing that. All right, well, she's floating now. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Oh, let's get to it. All right, so I don't know when the battery died for the camera, but you know, you kind of get in that groove where you don't want to stop working. So we got the motor out, trans off, everything's ready to go. I gotta take that clutch off to get it on the engine stand, but we're gonna clean up a little bit. I'm gonna go put the trans away, clean up this bay, because this, honestly, it's not my bay I've been using, it's a friend of mine. Get this all put away and we'll start tearing the engine down, but that'll probably be either tomorrow or in the coming days. Woo, she's out. Also, I just threw 2 little cans of brake clean at this, and yeah, no, definitely rear main seal's gone. I just didn't see it before. It wasn't leaking to the trans before, so Man, there's a lot of just oil and sludge. I mean, there's some clutch dust in there as well, but a lot of just like grime. You can see it all right there. Yeah, and clutch dust doesn't do that. That's oil. So we'll go pressure washer eventually. Get it actually clean in here. Should be nice and happy. We'll clean that up too. All right, all done, all cleaned up. We've got the motor stashed. Kind of like a little wall hideout over here. So all these little parts over here, we'll get to disassembling that next couple days. But you can definitely tell. I actually found out that it's hard to see, but it's actually leaking from the oil pan seal, which is good because we actually planned on replacing that anyways. But get it all cleaned up, get it nice and pretty, running well, happy, and then beat the shit out of it.